Most financial content online falls into one of two categories. Either it's so basic it insults your intelligence, or it's so complex it makes you feel like you need a finance degree to follow along. And if you're in your 30s or 40s, earning real money, and still feeling behind on building wealth, that gap is not an accident. It's a failure of the content that exists. This channel exists to fix that. Here's what we're building here, and why it's different from everything else in your feed. If you landed here, there's a decent chance you're making more money than you've ever made. Your career is moving. Your income is real. And yet, you still have this nagging feeling that you don't fully have a handle on your financial life. You're not sure if you're investing correctly, you're not sure if you're behind, you're not sure if the things you're doing today are actually going to matter in 15 years. You're not alone in that. And more importantly, it's not a you problem. This channel is called GetCapitalClarity. And in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly why it exists, who it's built for, what you're going to learn here, and why the approach we take is different from most finance content you've seen before. If you're new here, this is the right video to start with. Here's the thing nobody says out loud. Most financial content is not built for you. The beginner content, the what is a 401k videos, the budgeting for beginners posts, you've aged out of those. You know the basics. You've been contributing to something. You have a savings account. You're past step 1. But then the advanced content, the deep dive tax strategy threads, the options trading explainers, the FIRE movement math, that content assumes you've already been paying close attention for a decade. It skips the middle. It talks about concepts like you already know them. And the result? People in their 30s and 40s, the exact people with the most income, the most wealth-building runway, and the most to gain from getting this right, are stuck consuming content that either underserves or overwhelms them. There's also a trust problem. Finance content online has a noise problem. Influencers pushing products they're paid to promote. Affiliate links buried in recommendations. Advice that's technically legal but clearly designed to sell you something. After a while, you stop trusting any of it. And when you stop trusting it, you stop acting on it. And when you stop acting on it, nothing changes. That's the environment GetCapitalClarity is pushing back against. Here's a number worth sitting with. According to Federal Reserve data, the median net worth of Americans between 35 and 44 is around $135,000. The average, which is pulled up by the ultra-wealthy, is closer to $550,000. That gap between median and average tells you everything about how wealth is distributed in this country. Most people in their 30s and 40s are not where they want to be, and the information gap is a real part of why. GetCapitalClarity is a finance education channel, plain and simple. What you won't find here is advice shaped by what benefits us over what benefits you. The recommendations are based on the math, the data, and what actually works, not on what pays the most. There is no fund to invest in, no course to upsell, no affiliate relationship that changes what we recommend. The goal is one thing: clear, accurate, actionable financial education for people who are serious about building wealth in their 30s and 40s. The name is deliberate. Capital is your money, your assets, your investments, your net worth. Clarity is what most people are missing when it comes to their capital, not more information. Clarity about what the information means and what to do with it. Every video on this channel is built around one question. What does someone actually need to understand to make a better financial decision today? Not what's technically fascinating, not what's trending, what is actually useful to you right now, given where you are in your financial life. The content breaks into 5 categories, and you'll hear me reference these often. First, decode it. We take a complex financial concept, compound interest, index funds, tax loss harvesting, whatever it is, and we explain it in plain English, not dumbed down, simplified. There's a difference. Second, money moves. These are the tactical, actionable pieces, the specific steps you can take this week to move your financial life forward, the exact order to invest your money, what to do with a windfall, how to build a system that works on autopilot. Third, myth busted. There are a lot of ideas floating around in personal finance that are either wrong, outdated, or only true in very specific situations. Paying off your mortgage early is always smart. Renting is throwing money away. A 401k is enough for retirement. We'll examine those claims with real math. Fourth, wealth benchmarks. Data-driven looks at where people actually stand financially at different ages and income levels, so you can answer the question you're already asking: am I on track? And fifth, tools and systems. The frameworks, templates, and simple processes that take financial management from something you think about occasionally to something that actually runs. A few things you should know about how this channel operates. We use real numbers, not hypotheticals, not imagine you invested some money, actual current rates, actual product names, actual data. When we talk about a high-yield savings account, we'll tell you what a Fidelity or Marcus account is actually paying right now. When we talk about index fund fees, we'll name the fund and quote the expense ratio. Numbers ground the conversation in reality. They're also the only way you can actually evaluate whether a strategy makes sense for you. We do not use hype. You will not hear words like game changer or secret on this channel. You won't hear about supercharging your portfolio or crushing your debt. That language exists to create urgency and excitement. It does not help you think clearly. Finance decisions made in a state of emotional urgency are often the wrong ones. The goal here is calm, clear thinking, not excitement. We give opinions. When something is a better choice for most people in your situation, we'll say so. We won't hide behind "it depends" on every single question. Sometimes it does depend, and we'll tell you what it depends on. But we won't be so cautious that we fail to actually give you guidance. And we keep it honest when something is complicated. Some financial decisions are genuinely complex. Tax strategy, estate planning, the Roth versus traditional question when your income is in certain ranges. When something has real nuance, we'll tell you that clearly, rather than oversimplifying it and leaving you with a false sense of certainty. Here's something that tends to surprise people. A study from TIAA found that financial literacy scores in the US peak around age 50, meaning most people don't feel confident about their money until they're already 10 to 15 years past the period where the biggest decisions get made. The decade between 35 and 45 is arguably the highest leverage period for wealth building. That's why the content here is specifically designed for that window. So you're here, you're interested. Here's how to actually get value from this channel. If you don't have a clear picture of your current financial position, your assets, your liabilities, your actual net worth, start with the net worth video. Net worth is the single most important number in your financial life, and most people either don't know theirs or don't track it. We'll show you how to calculate it and what to actually do with the number once you have it. If you're fuzzy on whether you're investing in the right things in the right order, watch the Investing Order of Operations video. It walks through exactly where each dollar should go based on your situation. It's one of those things that sound simple, but that most people have never actually seen laid out clearly. If you're not sure whether you're on track for where you should be by your age, the Wealth Benchmark series is where to go. We pull data from the Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances and break it down in a way that's actually useful, not just discouraging. And if there's a specific concept you want to understand, whether that's index funds, Roth conversions, dollar cost averaging, or how to read your net worth statement, the Decode It series is designed exactly for that. The resource links are in the description. There's also a free wealth checklist in the link in the bio that walks through the 10 things you should have in place by your mid-30s. If you want a quick snapshot of where you stand, start there. This channel drops new content every week. Subscribe if you want it in your feed. Let's close with the 4 things worth taking from this video. 1. If you felt like financial content either talks down to you or flies over your head, that's not a you problem. Most of it genuinely isn't built for where you are. GetCapitalClarity is. 2. The name says it all. Capital is your money. Clarity is what this channel delivers. Every video is built around making one thing clearer than it was before you watched it. 3. The approach here is plain English, real numbers, no hype, and actual opinions. We will tell you what we think the right move is, not just list the options and leave you to figure it out. 4. The highest leverage decade for wealth building is your 30s and 40s. The information you consume during that window matters more than most people realize. This channel is designed specifically for that window. If this is the kind of content you want more of, subscribe. New videos every week on the concepts, the moves, and the decisions that actually matter for building wealth in your 30s and 40s. The wealth checklist is in the description. It's free, it's specific, and it will take you about 5 minutes to work through. Start there if you want to know where you stand right now. Capital, clarity. Let's get into it.